breath's natural rhythm, noticing the sensations of the breath, observing how your breath feels in your body at this moment. Being a witness to the breath as the body breathes all on its own. And for pranayama today, we're going to practice an extended exhale. So taking a couple more breaths in your natural rhythm, I want you to observe both the inhale and the exhale and just note the length of each. Now that you've had the chance to observe the length of each, I want you to work to extend the exhale by just 1 to 2 seconds longer than the inhale. And we'll do that for about 4 or 5 rounds. You can even feel into the motions of the breath by placing one hand on the chest and the other on the belly if you'd like. Extending that exhale, keeping it long and smooth. Letting it go as the breath returns to its natural rhythm. And stacking the hands over the heart, or coming to prayer, undulating neutral. Working from the heart center, perhaps we find space for gratitude this afternoon, counting a person, place, or thing that we're grateful for. And also from the heart center, we work to create an affirmation or intention for today's short practice. An example might be, I am practicing letting go. Taking the next few breaths to set your intention silently. And releasing the hands, fluttering the eyes open, bending the knees, bringing them in towards the chest, giving them a hug towards the body, breathing here. Perhaps you find a little rocking motion back and forth if that feels nice on the low back. And then returning to center, finding stillness there for one breath. Inhale, squeezing that right knee in, releasing the left leg down to the earth. Finding a couple of breaths here. Maybe you want to continue today, extending your exhale if you'd like. Switching legs after your next exhale, bringing that left leg in for a hug, bringing the right leg to the earth. A couple of breaths here. More breath on this side. Long, smooth inhale and exhale. Bringing both knees in towards the chest and then extending the feet upwards. Go ahead and grab your strap, unrolling it if you haven't already. And then finding the strap nice and long, we're going to find the balls of both feet and bring the strap just below the mound of the foot. And then find a little tightness in the strap, pulling the feet back just a little bit, finding a little flex in the feet, pointing the toes towards the nose, and then finding what's comfortable there. Breathing here, you should feel a little stretch through the feet, down the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Breathing through it. One more breath here. And releasing the left leg down to the earth, keeping the strap below the ball of the right foot. And then pulling the strap tight once again until you feel a comfortable stretch. It shouldn't be painful. Feeling the stretch through the hamstring, the feet. You can maybe even in the quads and the front of the legs. And when you're ready, pulling up on the strap with the hands, getting a little bit tighter towards the foot, and then releasing the left hand down to the earth, palm facing up. Inhale here. And as we exhale, letting that right hand and right foot fall off towards the right. Stretching the inner thigh. Breathing here. there's any pain or discomfort in that right knee, bring it back in just a bit. One more breath here. After your exhale, bringing it back to center. Switching hands, bringing that left hand up towards the foot on the strap, releasing the right hand to the earth, palm facing up. Inhale here. And then exhale, coming over to the left with the foot and the hands, just across the middle plane until you feel a nice stretch in the left outer thigh and inner thigh, and the hips. Finding that sweet spot, breathe into it. Maybe extend your exhale. Long, smooth inhales and exhales. Perhaps you find a place to soften, maybe the face, or the jaw, or the area between the eyebrows. After your exhale, returning to center. Bend the knee, releasing the strap. We'll switch legs, extending that left foot up towards the sky, finding the ball of the foot, bringing the strap there, finding a stretch in the middle, stretching through the back of the leg, the hamstring, breathing into it. One more long, smooth inhale and exhale here. Gathering the strap a little closer to the foot in the left hand, releasing the right hand towards the earth, palm up. Inhale here. Exhale, releasing the strap over to the left with the hands, finding the sweet spot that's somewhere between effort and ease. Breathing into it. We'll find two more full breaths here. Perhaps on the exhale, finding a place to soften once again, the face or the jaw. After your exhale, coming back to center. Bending the knee, releasing the strap. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're going to go back into the center. Thanks, Deb. All right, so coming back to center, releasing, switching hands. Gathering the strap in the other hand, bringing the other hand back down to the earth. And then when you're ready, inhale and switching over to the other side, coming across the inner plane, finding that sweet spot on the right. Breathing into it. Two more full breaths. Noticing what you notice. And then after your exhale, coming back to center, releasing the knees. And then we'll bring the knees back into the chest. Inhaling here. Exhale, letting the knees fall over to the right, arms open up to a T. Option to bring the gaze over the left shoulder or a twist. After your next exhale, bringing the knees back into the chest, inhaling there. Exhale, letting them fall over to the left side, bringing the arms out to a T. Option to bring the gaze over to the right shoulder. Coming back to center, bringing the knees into the chest. Maybe you find a rocking motion, back and forth, coming up to a seat, crossing the legs, eventually making your way to tabletop position. Great time to find some padding for the knees if you need a little extra support. The knees are beneath the hips, feet pressing into the earth, the spine is neutral, the back is nice and flat. The hands are beneath the shoulders. Find a little give in the elbows and the shoulders here. We'll practice some cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, rooting into the earth. Exhale, pressing away, rounding in shoulders, bringing the belly button up towards the sky, tucking the chin, looking behind you. Follow the breath, finding that 3 more times. Really focusing on that connection with the spine and the breath. After the 4th one, coming back to a neutral spine, I invite you to take any intuitive movement. So maybe that's a little wagging the tail from left to right. Maybe that's a few hip circles. Anything that feels good for you. This is your time. Remember your breath. Anything you do on one side, just remember to do it on the other. And then we'll all meet in tabletop. Take your time. Draw the elbows in. Draw the belly button up towards the spine, keeping the spine neutral. And then when you're ready, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to step that right foot up between the hands, finding a nice low lunge. Really stabilize through that back knee and push into that back foot. Make sure the right knee is aligned over the right ankle. You can even use your blocks here if you like. And then rising up, inhale to crescent. Exhale like you're going to give somebody a big hug, squeezing the shoulder blades together. That person is you, right elbow on top, or you can even take an eagle arm here, find your variation. Option here to inhale, bring the gaze up. Maybe the elbows come with you. Exhale, perhaps finding the elbows and the knee a little closer together. Peering out at the toes. One more time, moving with the breath. And then releasing the arms, give them a little shake here. Bringing them back down to the earth or blocks. Go ahead and bring the right hand on the inside of the right foot. Shimmy that right foot over to the right edge of the mat, finding lizard here. You can have blocks or bring your hands to the earth. And then your lizard can be here in stillness, finding the soft gaze over the thumbs and the fingers. Or you can add a little rocking motion. Or for a really deep stretch into the inner and outer hips, you can bring the knee outward, finding some height in that foot, letting it lift from the mat. Breathing wherever you are, taking some nice full deep breaths in and out. Perhaps as you exhale, you soften through the elbows or the shoulders, maybe the face or the jaw. One more long, smooth inhale and exhale. And walking the hands back to frame the foot in our low lunge. We'll tuck the toe, lifting that back knee, making it a high lunge. We'll come up to our high lunge, but we're gonna bring a block with us. So grab a block. I'll give you a minute to set that up. And then just check your alignment here. Make sure you're in a steady state, that it's not too far back or it's not too much of a tightrope for you. And then we're going to practice like a Gomukhasana, but passing the block. So one hand's going to touch the block behind the back, and then the other hand's going to come around just as if you had the strap and you're working on that. If you drop the block, no worries. I can come and do block service and pick it up for you. A few rounds there. Focus, breathe. You got this. Good. Last one. And then bringing the whole torso back down towards the earth. Slowly lowering that knee back down. Finding our tabletop position once again. Maybe take some stretches here. You could do child's or maybe another cat-cow. Just giving the low back a little stretch and a little break. Returning to tabletop when you're ready. And then stepping that left knee up between the hands, finding our nice low lunge. Make sure you're stable and aligned there. And then inhale, coming up to crescent. Exhale, like you're gonna give somebody a hug. That person's you. You could find your eagle arms here as well if you wanted to find a bind. Left elbow is on top this time. If this is really tight, you could lower and soften or hold. Options, bring some movement in with the breath. Inhale, perhaps the gaze comes up. Ooh, this side's different. Exhale, the elbows come towards the knee. And one more time with the breath on your own. Return to center. Release the hands, shake them out. Coming back down to the mat, find the left hands on the inside of the left foot. Shimmy that left foot all the way to the left side of the mat. Find your options on this side for lizard, stillness, movement, or that deep stretch. Breathing into it wherever you are. One more nice, long, smooth inhale and exhale here. Walk that foot back into the center of the mat between the hands. And tuck the back toe, lifting that back knee. Check your alignment. And we'll rise up here. Taking a block with us. Find your steady place. Maybe you need to adjust. And slow and controlled, find your Gomukhasana block pass. A few times on each side, finding that shoulder mobility. Good, I know it's tough. Last one. And then coming down back towards the mat, slowly lowering that knee back down towards the earth. And then we'll press it back to a wide arm child's here. You can use the blocks if you'd like to elevate the shoulders. And pressing into the mat. If you have some knee padding, you can get that out of the way for now. And then coming to plank or half plank, slowly lowering down, down, down. Letting the body rest on the mat, even the forehead. Bringing the hands down to chest height, relaxing the shoulders there, full breath. And on your inhale, pressing up, finding your baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Relax the shoulders there. Exhale, coming back down. We'll do that one more time. And returning to the mat. Inhale to press away from the mat. Bringing the elbows in. Exhale, hips come high and back, finding down dog. Walk it out here in down dog, stretching through both heels, through the hamstrings, letting all your wiggles out. And then pressing into the hands and the feet. The hips are high, reaching for the sky. Perhaps you shake the head yes, and then no. And then on your next inhale, bring that right leg up to hip height. Squeeze the knee between the body and step it up between the hands. And we'll rise up, finding warrior one. Relax. the shoulders. Inhale here, reaching up. Exhale, shoulder blades together. Inhale, finding your hug or your eagle. And release the arms, shift them out if you'd like. We'll drop that left back heel, setting it up for our warrior two, making any adjustments that we need. Bend into that right knee, lift those arms up to shoulder height, tuck the tailbone, lengthen the tailbone, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, tighten up through the core and the ribs. Bring the gaze over the right hand. And then do me a quick favor while we're here, we'll go ahead and set up a block in its tallest position on the inside of that right foot. Good. One more breath here in warrior two. On your next inhale, bring that left arm to the left thigh, right arm comes up, reaching up, finding length all the way from the knees to the fingertips. Peaceful warrior. And then on your next inhale, reaching towards the front of the mat, if you're reaching for something on that side of the room, and then letting the hand fall towards that block in the tallest position, bringing those top arms stacked, or you could find the bottom here, opening through the chest, inhale. Full breath. Now we'll give two options here as we transition. The first is to come to warrior three. You could use the support of the blocks, or you could find your airplane arms. You could practice transitioning that leg up and down if you're building strength in one leg, or you could make your way to half moon, working the right block up towards the front, and then eventually letting go of the left block and bringing that left foot over and up towards the left. So yogi's choice. Breathing, planting into that right foot, using your breath for steadiness and balance. Perhaps finding a sense of play, coming back down to the earth whenever you're ready. And stepping it back up, finding Tadasana. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Step it back to plank or half plank. Meeting in down dog. Left leg comes up to hip height, stepping it up, finding our high lunge position. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then finding your hug or eagle. Breathe as you bend into that left knee. And then dropping that right knee that right heel back to align it with the left, setting it up for warrior two. Check your alignment, all your checkpoints. Breathing as you bring the gaze out over the left fingertips. On your inhale, bringing that left hand up towards the sky. Finding lift and lengthening. And on your inhale, reaching for something at the front of the room. Go ahead and reach for your block and put it on the inside of the left foot. And then bring that right arm up and over. And the options here on the left are the same. You can work towards warrior one with both blocks or with airplane arms. Maybe bringing that back leg up and down, building strength. Or perhaps you find warrior three and then work your way to rotate over towards your half moon, planting into that left foot, using your breath to find balance. Letting yourself come back whenever you're ready. And go ahead and find a nice generous forward fold whenever you're ready, using the blocks here if you need. Letting the upper half feel heavy and hang here while you breathe. Bending the knees as much as you need. Plant the feet. And as you inhale, roll up a little bit at a time. As you come to stand, Tadasana, roll the shoulders back, hands reach for the earth, feeling the energy that you created. We'll end with a little breath of joy, giving us that little second burst of energy for the day. And so, be patient with me. Okay, so I'm going to teach this like I teach interrupted breath. So it's all one inhale. There's no pausing to exhale, but there's little pauses as you take in the breath. So we're going to breathe into the belly, then we're going to breathe into the ribs, then we're going to breathe into the chest. And there's different moves that go with each. So as we breathe into the belly, we'll bring the arms here. As we breathe into the ribs, we'll go here. And as we breathe all the way into the chest, we'll go here. And then as we breathe out, we're going to breathe out with a and then and so this is like a second cup of coffee. It gives you energy, it makes you smile. And so this is how we'll kind of end today. We won't have, we may have a little time to sit back down, but we'll at least end with gratitude and a little seated meditation. So, okay. So into the belly, into the ribs, chest, belly, ribs, chest. Last one together, belly, ribs, chest. And on your own for 3 rounds. Making your way slowly down to your seat or even a resting pose if you'd like. You could even take this time to get out any final stretches or wiggles if you wish. Drawing inward once again, letting the breath settle. Become a witness to the breath. Make any observations here, noticing what you notice, what may have changed with your body or your mind or your energy. And as you breathe, take a moment to notice how your breath feels in your body at this moment. Bringing the hands to the heart in a gesture that serves you best this afternoon. We bring to mind gratitude once again. We take this moment to thank ourselves for making time for practice. We also thank our bodies for supporting us, whether we're active or resting. And I thank each of you for sharing this practice. I wish you light, love, and peace until we meet again. Namaste. Thank you. It was fun. I didn't turn the lights down. I don't know why I'm getting. Thanks, Gloria. Thanks, Phil. I'm a creature of habit.
Thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Yeah.